Good morning, fourth graders! I hope that you are ready to do math on this rainy Monday morning or afternoon. Today we are going to be working on a adding and subtracting mixed numbers review because we are going to be taking a test soon. Since remote learning, we have pretty much been working with adding and subtracting mixed number fractions. So you are going to be ready to test soon, whether you believe in yourself or not. But I believe in you. So I want to put together this video to give you a little review on how to make mixed numbers improper numbers mixed, how to subtract from whole numbers when you need to regroup, how to subtract and regroup or borrow, and then how to add and regroup or borrow when working with mixed number and fractions. So I've got my whiteboard here. Hopefully you have either a whiteboard or some pencil and paper because you're going to need it for the review. The review is kind of set up like the test, so do your best on it. If you have questions, please click on the Zoom links that Mrs. Phillips and I have available. I have a book group tomorrow for a little bit, but Mrs. Phillips will be available, and we want you guys to do good. That's why we offer Zoom. That way you guys can just kind of talk to us as if we were in a regular classroom, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to go over is how to do mixed number to improper and improper to mixed. This is actually what you guys were learning about right before we went into remote learning. We were actually going to test on it that Monday or Tuesday when we came back the following week, but we never came back. So we will have to squeeze that assessment in somewhere. But it's something that you guys already know. So just take a deep breath and trust in yourself, okay? So if I have a number, a improper fraction, say it is, let's go 14 thirds. Okay, we gotta figure out how to make this a mixed number. So what I would do is I would see how many times does 3 go into 14 without spilling over. We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 15 is spilling over, so we stop here. So it went in 1, 2, 3, 4 times being 12. So we know that 3 times 4 is 12, okay? So it went in 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. So now we want to know what is the difference from 12 to 14. 12, 13, 14. The difference is 2. So the numerator becomes our difference, which is 2, and we keep our denominator the same, which is 3, okay? So that's how we go from an improper fraction, remember improper has a bigger number on the top, to a mixed number. And a mixed number is with the whole number and the fraction, okay? Now, if we wanted to do the opposite and go from a mixed number to an improper fraction, this is how we would do it. I'm going to keep this up here. That way you guys can just see and reference it. But say I started out with 4 2/3, okay? 4 2/3, and I wanted to make it an improper fraction. Remember to do our little equation that we created. We said denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. Okay? Remember, denominator's on the bottom, numerator's on the top, and whole number is the big number. So denominator times whole number, we have 3 times 4. 3 times 4 we know is 12. Okay? Plus the numerator. The numerator is 2. 12 plus 2 is 14. So our answer would be 14, and then we keep our denominator, 14 thirds. So you can see here that 14 thirds equals 4 2/3, or that 4 2/3 equals 14 thirds. Okay? Improper to mixed, mixed to improper. Got it? Good. Next one. The next thing that we learned about is how to do subtracting from whole numbers. This is when you started watching videos from Mrs. Reynard, even though it was our skills that we were learning about. So if I wanted to subtract a fraction from a whole number. So say I have 7 minus 4 6. Okay, and I set it up this way on purpose to kind of give space up here and down here. Now, 7 minus 4 6, we obviously can't just do 7 minus 4 6 because that would be easy, and math is never easy, so we got to figure out how to do it. Okay, so we are going to regroup, or we are going to borrow 1 from the 7. Okay, so this 7 becomes a 6, and our 6 is now our new whole number. But if we have 6 plus 1, that's the same as saying 6 plus something over something. And if the number is the same on the top and the bottom, then it is always equal to 1. In this case, let's keep it 6's because we already have a denominator of 6 that we're working with. 6 plus 1 is 7. 6 plus 6, 6, or 1 is 7. So we want this to become the 1 that we borrowed. We want it to become 6, 6. And now we are all set to subtract. So if we have 6, 6 minus 4, 6, 6 minus 4 is 2. And we keep our denominator of 6. And then we just simply bring down this regular 6. And it is 6 and 2, 6. Okay? Hopefully you remember doing this. It was one of the first things that we did, but it was one of the easier ones. Okay? So this is how to subtract with a whole number and a fraction. All right? Cruising right along here, 4th graders. The next thing we are going to do is subtract a mixed number fraction from another mixed number fraction. You can do it. I know you can. Just watch and listen. Okay. If I have, do I want my board? I want my board the tall way. If I have, let's say, 8 and 3 7s minus 2 and 5 7s. Okay. Now, we know that we could probably do 8 minus 2 being 6. So I will put the 6 here right now. But you cannot do 3 7s minus 5 7s. Olivia, Jackie, Natalie, I am talking to you. If I have if I buy a bag of cookies and it has 7 cookies in it, I have 3 out of the 7 cookies left. Can I give you 5 cookies? No, I cannot give you 5 cookies. I have to regroup, okay? So, this is why you never start right here, because this 6, not going to be a 6. So we have to regroup. Okay, so this 8 becomes a 7. And Mrs. Reynard suggested that you box in this step. That way you don't forget it at the end, which is a very smart move. So this 8 becomes a 7, so now we have 1 that we can use to help us out. Now, we have denominator of 7, denominator of 7, so, hello, I'm going to use my 1 as 7 over 7. So, I have 3 7s plus the 1 that I just borrowed or regrouped from, which is 7 7s. 7 7s equals 1. What is 3 7s plus 7 7s? Well, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be 10 7s. Then I'm going to bring this 5 7s over. And now, as Mrs. Reynard told us, we have all of our important info boxed, and all of our work is just mumbo jumbo in the middle. We could get rid of all of this right now, okay? But we're not going to. 10 7s minus 5 7s. Well, 10 minus 5. Easy. 5, and then make sure you keep your denominator. 7s. 7 minus 2. 7, 6, 5, 5. So together our answer becomes 5 and 5 7s. Okay? That's how you subtract a mixed number from a mixed number when you have to regroup because of your fractions. Remember, you have to regroup if the numerator on the top is smaller than the numerator on the bottom. And don't always start with Don't always start with just doing 8 minus 2 because we thought it was 6, but that would have got us the wrong answer because we have to regroup first, okay? So, subtracting mixed numbers. On to the last step. Or should I say the last review? Okay? Adding mixed numbers. This is what we just did, and we did it Wednesday, Thursday, we did it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of last week. So you have had 3 days of practice for this, which is more than enough for you to be successful. I know it. Okay? So adding mixed numbers when you have to regroup. Say I have 4 and 2/5. I'm going to do 2 examples for you guys just because I'll miss you. 4 and 2/5 plus 3 and 3/5. Well, I know that 2/5 plus 2/5 equals 5/5. And 4 plus 3 equals 7. So, Miss Craw, got my answer, 7 5/5. Wrong. When we have 5/5, we know that that is equal to what? It is equal to 1. Good job. I'm pretending you guys are in the classroom. 7 plus 1 is 8. So our answer is 8. Technically, 7 and 5/5 would be correct, but if you have the same number on the numerator as the denominator, you always want to make it 1 as a whole. Just think, if you buy a pizza and it has 5 slices, you eat all 5, you eat the whole thing. Okay, so our answer for 4 and 2/5 plus 3 and 4 and 2/5 plus 3 and 3/5, our answer is going to be 8. Okay, the next one I'm going to do for you, we will have to regroup, so this is going to be a little bit trickier. Say I have 3 and 5/8 plus 6 and 6/8. Okay? 3 and 5/8 plus 6 and 6/8. So, have to add them. 6/8 plus 5/8. Well, 6 plus 5 is 11, and we keep the denominator as 8. And 3 plus 6 is 9. So 9 and 11/8. Again, technically correct, but don't want to keep it that way because it kind of looks messy. Okay? So 9 and 11/8. We have to figure out how we can get this 11/8 to be a mixed number, just like we did in the beginning, improper to mixed number. So 11/8. I've taught you guys a couple different ways. 8 goes into 11 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. So our difference from 8 to 11 is 3. So 1 and 3/8. Okay, that's one way to figure it out. Or the way that I know Miss Jackie likes to figure it out is 11/8. Better get some more room. 11/8 is equal to 8 over 8, which is 1, plus 3 over 8. So we know that we have 8 over 8 is 1 and 3 over 8. So our 11/8 is now going to become 1 and 3/8. So 1 and 3/8. Now we just have to add it. 9 plus 1 is 10 and 3/8. And that is our answer. Okay? So I hope all of this review has helped you. And again, like I said, make sure you click on Zoom so that we can help you in person. I would really like for a lot of you to do awesome on this review because, like I said, the review is pretty similar to the test. So if you do well on this review, you're going to do well on the test. And, after we do this review and this test, we are going to be moving out of fractions and into something else. So, it was good talking to you. I wish you could talk back to me. in a respectful way, obviously. Watch this video. I hope it helps. If you get stuck, come back to this video, click on the Zoom, get out your whiteboard, get out your pencil, get out your paper, and rock those fractions.